Hi, welcome to Fumbles Reviews. This isn't normally what you'd expect from a Fumbles Reviews episode, but here today we're going to give you a little bit of nerdgasm. We're going to talk about comic books, and more importantly, superheroes in comic books. I'm Derek, aka One Take Jake.
I'm Cody Grant.
And I'm Josh.
Oh, you guys are awesome with the nicknames. Okay, so first topic, we're going to do this semi-debate style. Please provide facts or
Support.
references, something other than, well, he's awesome. Okay, that's unfair. And try to be unbiased. Try to actually think of something that fits in this category. So first category we're going to do really, really simple. Best superhero in Marvel. Josh, we'll start with you.
I'm thinking.
Okay, you're thinking.
I
We didn't really practice as much, so.
I would say Wolverine because how do I want to say this? I mean, not just for the fact that besides Spider-Man, he's the most popular hero in Marvel Comics, like, of all time.
True.
I mean, his stories are just so cool because he's the modern day tragic hero because he has his life.
Because he's Canadian. And people
well,
feel
not
sorry
just
for
because he's Canadian, but I mean, he has a healing factor, and so everyone, like, all his loved ones die later on.
Sure.
Kind of like Captain America, except for Captain America was frozen.
Right.
But I mean, Wolverine. His real name's James Howlett, and then the gardener Logan is actually his real dad, and he kills him by accident, so he takes the name Logan, so he has that throughout, and that's the tragic part of his first story. Then everyone knows that he gets the adamantium in his bones,
Right,
and then he loses his memory. That's tragic. Then he just joins the X-Men, and he's in love with Jean Grey, and he's in a love triangle with Cyclops, and he can never really get with Jean Grey. It just sucks.
That does suck.
Yeah.
Everybody's felt that. The third wheel, I like my best friend's girl. That's pretty prevalent.
Well, they're not. Well, I guess they are.
Well,
friends,
I mean, who else is gonna be
I
friends
would
with
say,
Cyclops?
if
other
not
than
Wolverine, Spider-Man, just because he's got a really good rogues gallery. He's got Doc Ock, Green Goblin, obviously, Electro, Venom, Carnage.
Right. Yeah. The list goes
all
on.
them. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and Wolverine's in the X-Men, so.
And X-Men are extremely awesome.
I mean, the X-Men have good stories too. X-Men
Yeah.
Days of Future Past, Days of Apocalypse.
We got you. Cody, who do you think is the best Marvel superhero?
Well, I'd either say Spider-Man or Iron Man. Not even because of whether or not they're...
Please don't say Robert Downey Jr.
No,
Please.
no. Just their personalities outside of
being
costume.
right. Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Because Spider-Man's like, well, he's not super nerdy, but he's definitely...
He is what every nerd aspires to be, though, right? Like, he is,
He gets the hot girl.
Exactly. He gets a hot girl. He gets the superpowers. I mean, and he's incredibly nerdy and incredibly sarcastic, douchebaggy. Well, not douchebaggy, but witty is a better word for it.
Yeah.
And what nerd doesn't want to have the power to say whatever they want to the bully or whatnot, Like to Flash Thompson. I bet he had some choice words for Flash Thompson. I really didn't want to say Captain America. No, I'm not going to say Captain America. I agree. I think Spider-Man's the best. I love his origin story, and I love his overall story. And I also love the variations, like the Indian Spider-Man, the future Spider-Man. There's just a lot of different variations, and they're all super, super cool.
The African-American Spider-Man.
The what?
African-American Spider-Man.
I haven't seen that one.
Miles Morales, Ultimate Universe.
I have seen the Indian one, the one from India, and he's really cool.
Or say kind of like DC's Batman.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, now we'll stay in Marvel for a second. Best villain in Marvel. We'll go the same way. Also, I like how you didn't pick Spider-Man yet you're wearing a Spider-Man shirt.
Oh, no, I said, but if not Wolverine, I said Spider-Man.
Okay, so we're all...
Like I said, if not him, Spider-Man because of all the villains
Sure,
he
yeah.
has. And then you guys said personality. It's a toss.
It's not very debateful if we all agree.
I would just say either Wolverine or Spider-Man.
Right, I got you. But next topic, the villain.
Villain. Marvel. There's a lot. There's Doctor Doom. There's Galactus. There's Thanos. There's Loki. Magneto. Apocalypse. I really don't know. It's too hard to choose. Like hero, you can pick a hero, but villains, there's just so many. It's hard to choose. I mean, you can come back to me and let you guys do it, and then let me think.
Do you have one on your mind? Because I have a few on my mind.
Yeah, definitely either Loki or Carnage. I mean, Carnage because it's freaking Carnage.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Carnage kind of tops all villains-wise, but I think the best villain is Loki, just because, like, in my mind, I have ideal matchups between someone witty and sarcastic like Spider-Man and somebody that is a total troll like Loki, breaking the fourth wall, telling Deadpool he's in a comic book and he's not real, to where Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. And it's just stuff like that makes Loki so freaking cool. So, like, in my mind, I see Spider-Man and Loki having this awesome, wit-tastic feud. Other than that, though, I have to go with a Spider-Man villain, Mysterio. It's just, how do you beat him? He's got everything planned out. He's got a plan A, and a plan B for his plan A, and a plan B, and a plan B, and a different plan B. And it's just, he's so cool. Like, he's got everything figured out. Anything to add?
Yeah, I'm still thinking.
Okay.
I might just go with Magneto because, at first he's not a villain, he's with Professor X, like mutant rights.
Well, sure, yeah.
The Civil Rights Movement is what the X-Men is in Marvel, but he's just a badass when he gets older.
Yeah, he is a badass.
And he can control metal, and that's really cool, and he's also ripped out the adamantium of Wolverine.
I was about to say, I know we don't hold a lot of stock in movies, and especially the X-Men movies, but in the X-Men movies where he would be like, oh, Wolverine, you're running at me? That's cute. Stop.
Yeah, but in actual comics, he ripped out Wolverine's adamantium, and Wolverine discovered he had bone claws, so.
Yeah.
And I just like his personality. He's like, I want mutant rights, but I'm gonna do it like...
He's like the Malcolm X.
I want rights, but I'm gonna have to... There's no way I can do it passively. I have to do it aggressively.
Right.
And, I've been a mutant since... I went through it in, a camp when I was in Germany, and then I went through all the crap you've gone through.
Plus more,
and I want rights for all of us, and I'm gonna have to do it aggressively. So, I'll go ahead and say Magneto.
Magneto is good. I think Carnage and Loki are a little too much for Magneto. Like, how do you stop a Norse god?
He's not really a god. He's just an alien.
A demigod. Okay.
A demigod's just a half god, half human.
He's like half ice giant, half god.
Yeah, he's like.
But he's not really a god, because in Marvel.
They don't call him god, but he's based off of god.
Yeah.
So, how do you stop that? Anyways, we get to our next.
Avengers did it. That's how you do it.
The Avengers didn't even really do it. It's just like the ice giants. They were like, Loki, you failed us for the last time.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You've been shunned. Go away.
I'm pretty sure he's working with Thanos. So.
Yeah.
He'll show up in the next Avengers movie.
Yeah, that's very true.
This is true. Okay, so branching out away from Marvel, we're gonna do the same two questions, but for DC. So.
Best hero in DC?
Best hero. Actually, no, before we do that, though, because I want to do it in categories.
We should do best story
but I was going to say, let's do best story for Marvel.
Best story arc.
Best story arc overall.
Oh, this is where you guys are going to have me beat.
It's
I would say Civil War, but at the same time, Age of Apocalypse is so darn good. Apocalypse creates his own four horsemen, and he just...
Oh, yeah, you told me about
and he's the first mutant, he's in Egypt, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna, eventually I'm gonna take over the world. When I do it, I'm gonna make the four horsemen.
And fireworks.
And yeah, fireworks outside. And he's pretty much immortal. He's like Vandal Savage of Marvel.
DC.
And, Vandal Savage is DC. He's immortal too, but, Apocalypse is... he's fought countless people. And Age of Apocalypse is this amazing story because Angel, like, yeah, he's got angel wings. Okay, I'm going to recruit him in my 4 horsemen, make him Archangel, make him a badass.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Archangel's
Apocalypse
probably
is
one
just
of my
so
favorite.
smart, and he's so powerful, and that story is just amazing. If not that, then Days of Future Past, which, it's great. Because they have to go back in time and prevent an assassination, because the Sentinels show up, and that was great.
Right. Do you have one?
I really don't.
I don't want to be cliche, but how do you not go with the Civil War? How do you not go with the Civil War? It led to...
Because I've already seen it played out in America.
Right, sure, exactly. But the Civil War of the Superhuman Registration Act, like, that was such a good story.
I mean,
it led to so many fallouts, like the death of Captain America, which is my favorite story, but it's not the best story. I mean, it crossed every single group in Marvel.
Well, yeah, they've done that before.
Sure, but...
With Secret Wars, which is another good one in the 80s, Spider-Man's black costume actually appeared in that. First time he got it from the Beyonder.
And our first nerd word of the day. Good job.
I mean, I already said Age of Apocalypse, 4 Horsemen. I mean, I can go on and on.
But I really do think the Civil War, I mean, how do you top that? They spent like hours and hours and hours, and so many writers contributed to that, and I think it's the best story in comic books in general, not just...
Oh, I don't know about all comics. DC has some pretty darn good stories.
This is true.
Not to mention you've got like all the independent comics.
Right, like
Batman, Superman, Action Comics, Detective.
Right.
Well, yeah, independent comics, Image and Dark Horse.
Well, I would say Dark Horse would be the one that I go to for my independent comics.
Are we moving to DC now?
We can move to DC right after this. Pulling up hair. Okay, so who's the best DC superhero in your guys' opinion?
If you say Batman, I'll slap you in the face.
I mean, who else is there besides like
There's-
Martian Manhunter? Martian Manhunter is the only person that can compete, in my personal opinion.
Everybody's just like, it's just because of Christopher Nolan. Batman.
Yeah.
Well, Batman wasn't Batman Christopher Nolan trilogy. He wasn't a detective. He had to get Lucius Fox's help. And if he were to
You
ever
open the floodgates.
appear, yes, you open the floodgates. If he is ever going to appear in a Justice League movie, it's not going to be Nolan's Batman because he retired after 2 years
Oh, he died.
of fighting.
He died.
Well, no, that's okay. He retired after let's say 2 years of fighting. Batman
8
Begins,
years
Dark
off.
Knight.
Yeah.
Takes 8 years off. Somehow,
Came back from
his knee is messed up. Comes back for a year and goes, I'm done.
Well, his knee is messed up because that's the thing, is he's not an actual superhero. He has no superpowers.
I know,
Like,
but in
not
that
to
8
mention-
years, would you not get? If you
Healed,
retired for
yeah.
it, you would get healed eventually.
And I say not to mention like all of the ridiculous inventions like the bat car cutter.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
the freaking the
I
bat
mean, I
gun
like Batman,
bender.
but I like the comic book Batman.
See, he's still not even my favorite.
No, see,
not-
I
not
like-
even
I like the
favorite, but not
Batman
the best.
animated. I like the Batman
Animated
animated
series.
With
Batman
Kevin
best.
Conroy.
And
Yeah.
Mark Hamill.
But then after that, I like Christopher Nolan's Batman second best, and the Burton Batman's third best. And then Adam West is like way down there because I really don't like Adam West's Batman personally.
We're just gonna get into a
Alright,
Batman.
but best hero. Okay, best hero.
Then-
I'm gonna say the Flash, and
Okay.
it's gonna be really biased, but I'm just gonna say the Flash.
Fair.
I mean, they have like Batman. He has a family. He has the original Flash, JSA, Golden Era, Jay Garrick. Okay, JSA is Justice Society of America. If you didn't know.
Yeah.
Then Barry Allen, Showcase Comics, number 4, October 1956, Silver Era, first hero of the Silver Age of comics. Okay, he's just. I mean.
But why is he the best?
Okay, his superpowers. Would you not want to be able to run at near speed of light? Who would not want to be able to do that? To
No,
travel
that'd be
anytime,
awesome.
anytime, anywhere you want to. He can go back in time. He has a treadmill and he runs on it. He can go back in time.
That's
If
cool.
he wants
sure.
to, he can think faster than the average human. If he wants to. So technically, if he were to fight Batman, and if he Barry Allen Flash, if he wanted to, he could beat Batman if he wanted to, because he's so fast. And besides that, each Flash has his own personality. Jay Garrick is just. I mean, Jay Garrick and Barry Allen are serious, but Wally West is like cocky and witty like Spider-Man, and then you have Bart Allen, you have Kid Flash, you have Max
Right.
Mercury, you have Jesse Quick, Johnny Quick, and then
I think that's what takes away from the Flash, though. There's so freaking many.
But there's so freaking many Robins in Batman.
Sure, but Robin is his own hero.
Many, I mean,
There's like, what, 4 or 5?
There's more than 5. There's
there?
technically 5, but if you want to count the one from Dark Knight Returns, and
No, we're not counting that.
well,
That's
I mean,
not
it's
canonical.
yeah.
I would say, I mean, I'm talking about like as far as comics go. I thought there was only like 3 or 4.
No,
Yeah,
there's
there's
5.
Is there 5? Okay, I thought, yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
there's-
I mean,
you had
I
the
just-
original one that turned into Nightwing, right?
right.
Yeah,
Dick
Dick
Grayson.
Grayson, then Jason Todd dies, and then Tim
Drake, and then
then
Damian
Stephanie
Wayne.
Brown. Stephanie Brown, she's
But I thought she was just Batgirl.
Batgirl is Barbara Gordon.
That's right, okay. See, I don't care about
Stephanie
that,
Brown,
so.
and then Damian Wayne. And Damian Wayne, actually, spoiler if you ever read the New 52, he's dead. Sorry. Anyway,
Game over.
he's dead. But the Flash running at super speed would just be so cool. Running, getting anywhere you want to, and he can also vibrate his molecule so fast he can travel through walls.
Alright, that's cool. But you know what's better than that?
But
Having a mutated shark at your disposal.
Aquaman.
How is
Oh,
Aquaman not your go-to person? Everybody say, oh, well, he can only operate in water, which, by the way, is completely false. He has the ability to control your mind because of the water in your mind.
Well, the water, the ganglia
The
in your
ganglia
brain
in
to
your
make
brain.
them eat your brain. Yes.
Exactly.
That's New 52 Aquaman.
It doesn't matter. We're talking in general. And he, at one point, I can't remember the exact issue, but he got a mutated shark to do his bidding. A mutated shark, not just a normal killer, great white, whatever shark. A mutated great white shark.
Okay.
The one that would normally be like Herb and Dirt, but because it was
Exactly.
Aquaman,
Exactly, but
it was
because
like
he's
the ultimate
Aquaman-
killing machine.
Exactly.
It was a great white shark, probably. Wouldn't doubt
Exactly.
it.
So how do you not go for Aquaman?
So it's
He's King of
Jaws. He
Atlantis.
controlled Jaws, pretty much.
Exactly. But see, okay, while you're like doing your running bullshit over there, I'm gonna have like a fortress of sharks around me that you're not gonna be able to penetrate because it's a fortress of sharks.
You do realize that the Flash, like I said, speed of light, runs
Fortress of sharks.
super speed.
I kind of go.
Everything when
Go ahead,
you
I'm
run
listening.
with super speed, everything around you slows down. The sharks will be like,
But I'm gonna be underwater.
I can run on the water.
Yeah, on the water, but not through.
But you're gonna have to come out of the water eventually to face
Bullshit.
me. Yeah, you will.
I can breathe.
Yeah, you will.
underwater.
I'll be chilling like a villain on land.
We can breathe underwater in Atlantis. I don't know about you, but have fun with that.
Namor is better than Aquaman. Just putting that
So
out
are you
there.
sticking with Batman?
Yeah.
If you want to stick with Batman, I don't care. I'm just saying. Just-
Like, because, I mean, seriously, I like DC, but seriously, aside from the Justice League, like, I don't understand why they're trying
Well,
to...
no one is in DC other than the Justice League.
Well, I mean,
The
but
Justice
that's...
Society.
But, no,
Teen
but
Titans.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Teen
saying.
Titans
That's what I'm
is like-
saying. Like, why... Like, I mean, I don't understand why they're trying to give all the DC, like, people their own movies so that they can have the Justice League. Just
Yeah,
hop
just-
to the freaking
Well, no,
Justice
no,
League.
I
that's
agree,
what
I agree.
they'll probably do, because if they do it like Marvel, everyone will be like, oh, they're copying Marvel. They're doing solo, like...
Well, they
Solo
kind of did that
movies.
though with Green Lantern. Like that.
Well,
was
they
supposed
were
to be
going to
the
do that,
first
but that movie didn't do well.
Which I don't understand why, because it was actually really good, in my opinion.
I think it's just because...
It was
The
that
villains-
guy.
the villains-
It was Reynolds. I
It
think that's
wasn't...
why.
No, I thought Ryan Reynolds... I mean, Hal Jordan's cocky. Ryan
Right.
Reynolds is
He's
cocky.
cocky, yeah, it
If
was a
Ryan Reynolds
perfect-
had red hair, he'd be Wally West Flash.
I mean, that's the thing
And-
though, that like that's the number one reason I heard cited as to why people didn't like
Oh
it.
yeah,
It's just like
it's
what?
just like
I mean,
it's like
Hal
people with an
Jordan's...
action picture movie.
I
It's
mean,
like, oh well, it can't. be
And
this action
maybe
picture.
the costume could have been fixed a little bit, and the movie, the villain should not have been Hector Hammond or Parallax. It should have been the Manhunters. And then after the Manhunters, they could have had Sinestro create the Yellow Ring, and then maybe he could have fought. I don't know. He could have fought someone else, and then Sinestro Corps War, Green Lantern 3, like go all out. Or you could have done Sinestro Corps
that
War.
would you'd
number
have to have enough
2.
people to have interest in 3 Green Lantern movies.
Yeah, but that's why I'm sticking with Batman is because like I
He
mean,
is the wide.
yeah,
most
like that's
widely
I
popular.
mean, because come on, like out of the Justice League, who do you want to see? You want to see Batman? You want to see Martian Manhunter and the Flash
And Superman.
and Superman? But Superman is
Superman
stupid.
is stupid. I was about to say the worst. I mean, we'll get to it, but the worst comic book story in general and in DC is the death of Superman. The stupidest thing. That's actually the video inspired me to do this.
Did he actually die?
He went to a
Superman?
Kryptonian coma.
He went into a Kryptonian healing coma. Doomsday killed him, and he returned like 3 issues later after 4 people tried to take over the helm of Superman.
I think they should have kept him dead for at least a year.
They should have kept him dead for longer than a
If
year.
if they kept him dead for longer than a year, because when it came out in 1992, right?
Yeah.
When it came out, it was sold out. Like
Yeah, they made DC
Justin
so
Bieber,
much money.
13-year-old girl concert sold out. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then a couple weeks later, oh, Superman's back.
Yeah, not even a couple weeks later.
Like, I mean, when they killed Captain America, Steve Rogers was gone for like a while,
year.
and they had Bucky Barnes. You know?
They didn't bring back Steve Rogers for a year and a half.
Yeah, they kept him dead.
They kept him dead.
They had Bucky Barnes come. Captain America.
So now that we've covered heroes, we gotta get to villains.
Okay.
DC villains. I actually need to think about this for a second. So if you guys want to chime in, feel free.
I'm thinking too. I don't want to. I'm not gonna go with the Joker because that's generic. I mean, he is a great villain. He is like people love Batman. People love the Joker. You gotta have 2 to tango. And
Right.
like you read the comic, you read Batman, but you want to see what the Joker does to like torment Batman because he's so insane and he will go to great lengths to do that. And in Injustice, spoiler alert, he's the reason that Superman blows up Metropolis.
And kills his wife and unborn
You
child.
wouldn't think he'd do that to Superman, but I mean, maybe it didn't work with Batman, so he wanted to try out Superman, see what Superman could do.
Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Who's bigger than Superman?
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Ra's al Ghul, maybe. It's a Lazarus Pit.
He's my favorite villain,
and the
but he's not the best.
And the
villain.
League of Assassins. It's not the League of Shadows, Christopher Nolan. It's League of Assassins. Maybe Bane would be in my top 5 DC villains because he is actually super smart and he's super strong. Brain and brawn. That's great. Vandal Savage. He's immortal. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. I really don't know who to choose.
I think I'm a little bit biased on either one of these. I mean, okay, Batman's like Spider-Man in a way that, they've got so many good villains.
They have a
to
good
choose
rogue
from.
tailor, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like choosing, when you think of best villain, you have to choose one, or if you're choosing from Marvel, you got to choose from Spider-Man. If you're choosing from DC, you got to choose from Batman. And I think either Bane, because what you said, super smart and super strong. And by the way, he's not a lackey. He does his own thing. Get that right in the movies. There's like 2 different movies that I've seen.
And he's towering over Batman. He's like 6'5", 240.
Yeah. It's killing me. Anyways, either Bane or the Riddler. Just because of how...
Riddler is cool.
How psychotically OCD he is.
I mean, what about Two-Face, though? Two-Face is cool, too. I mean,
he's definitely more OCD than the Riddler. I just think that the Riddler is like... he's just interesting.
I might have to go with Brainiac. I mean, he is so darn cool.
Are we talking Animaniacs now?
No, Brainiac, the villain of Superman, the AI.
Oh, well, then now you're just picking stupid stuff because it's...
No, Brainiac is a badass. Like, Superman would not be able to... I mean, he's done it before, but Brainiac is just so smart. He wants to gain knowledge, like, everywhere. And he will just, after he's done with it, destroy that planet. And he would just keep going and keep going and keep going.
Futurama spoofs this.
He's just so... I mean, when you think about it, it's like, okay, well, we have computers, but what if that happens to us? Brainiac is that thing. Kryptonian AI. Boom.
Right.
Fight Superman. And the Justice League has to take him down on its own. It's like Ultron is an AI created by Hank Pym, the first Ant-Man in Marvel. But
yeah.
Brainiac is just so darn cool. If not him, then, let's see. I mean, The Flash has an okay rogues gallery, Gorilla Grodd, Mirror Master, Professor Zoom.
Mirror Master is the dumbest villain.
Sinestro, Sinestro is pretty darn cool too. I mean, he creates, he creates the Yellow Lantern ring, which is fear.
Yeah.
And I mean, what would you know? I mean, if you have the power of fear, like Batman has, you can do pretty much anything because everyone is afraid of something.
Sure.
I mean,
speaking of that, the Scarecrow.
Yes,
Scarecrow's
fear toxin.
There's too many good DC villains. Like
if we had to choose two, if we could do 3, then choose 3. Top 3. I say Bane, Sinestro, and Brainiac. Bane, like I said, Brandon Braun. Sinestro, because he has power of fear, creates the Yellow Lantern Ring in the Antimatter universe for the Crime Syndicate of America.
Right.
I think I might be wrong. I'll have to check later. And Brainiac, because he's an awesome AI character.
I hate to do this, but I gotta go all three Batman. Ra's al Ghul, Riddler, and Bane. Like, those three are so freaking awesome. Imagine they teamed up.
Did you ever see, it would be back, like, in our childhoods by now, the Justice League animated movie?
Which
Animated,
one?
you mean series? Because
Yeah,
that's on Netflix.
Well, I mean, the animated series, yeah, but the very first episode was like an hour-and-a-half long movie.
Yeah, it had the
where
White Martians
they invaded, yeah.
The White Martians invaded, and
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter was all like,
Was
they
was
killed
that
me.
was that true to the comic in any way, shape, or form?
I'm not sure. I know the White Martians are in the comics, and that there's other races of Martians, and that Martian Manhunter is the last of his race, the last of the Green Martians. So,
I mean,
it's somewhat true, because a lot of the stuff they did on there was pretty true. Like,
I was going to say, yeah, not to mention a lot of the animated series
episodes are pretty
true to the story just because they're...
You segued perfectly into my next question. I want to talk about specifically shows, not movies, but
we have the best story in DC too.
Oh yeah, we do.
But I mean, like that I would say.
Don't ruin a good segue, okay? he didn't.
But
even
if we're going in order,
he didn't even know.
We're going in order.
I say my favorite three though have got to be, and this is just going with like my childhood basically, the White Martians, Mr. Freeze, and Clayface.
Oh, I forgot about Clayface.
Clayface is good. Okay, let's do best story. I suppose I don't know a whole lot of DC stories. I have one in mind.
I know what you're gonna say.
Really?
Tower of Babel.
That was it's up there, but see, I was gonna say actually either Year One or what's the? I want to say it's called Death of the Family, the New 52 Batman story that just ended. That
Well, Death of the Family is when Jason Todd dies.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the one where like
I have to look it up.
But that's the one.
When Damian Wayne dies.
Research.
Damian Wayne dies.
Yeah, Damian Wayne dies, and so does I didn't read the comics. I don't care. But it's a good story. It really is.
Well, then how do you know it's a good story if you haven't read it?
Right, the synopsis. Come on, come on. Busting my balls.
Either Blackest Night.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Just, it's so cool that they said, okay, well, we have yellow and we have green.
Let's add
the rainbow and do a feeling, an emotion with every single thing. Yeah. Willpower is green. Fear is yellow. Hope is blue, which is weird because when you feel blue, you feel sad.
Right.
But red is anger. Orange is greed. I guess a feeling. Black is death. Necron creates some Black Lanterns. White is life. I'm pretty sure.
I thought white was hope.
No, blue is hope.
I trust you more though.
So white, black, green, yellow, red, orange. Then there's pink, which is love, and then indigo. There's 9.
Okay, so there's a lot. And
there's not. Really cool. Well, then the story is so cool because Necron's. This takes place after Batman gets stuck in time when he's facing Darkseid, and the Omega beams of Darkseid, I'm pretty sure, send him back in time.
And it's our second nerd alert.
And so, like, Batman's body is still there, kind of like the death of Captain America. His body is still there, and so Necron creates the Black Lantern rings and revives a lot of the old heroes.
Right, and they're like zombies. And
it's really story. Yeah, it's an homage to zombie genre and the comic book genre. And the 9 colors fight. It's really, really cool. And then there's Brightest Day takes place after that.
So that's your one is...
if not that, Flashpoint.
Flashpoint's a good one.
Because Flashpoint is the whole reason that the New 52 was created, because...
They bridged
the timelines and everything. So that, Flashpoint, because Barry Allen Flash, and he has to figure out why his mom's still alive. Right. It's really cool.
What about you, Cody? Do you have one
that you know of?
Not really, just like the Justice League origin story. Basically, I think that's the coolest one. Anything concerning Justice League is...
I almost want to say that I know there are comics for them, but I don't remember what they're called, but like the Arkham stories, that's a pretty good story in general, too. Whether it be Arkham Asylum or...
Well, what about Nightfall? That's a good story. Nightfall, with Bane. Bane breaks... Yeah.
Well, that's when he breaks
John Paul Volley takes over. Tim Drake's...
Anything Batman concerning the Red Hood?
Yeah, that's Jason Todd. That's on Netflix, by the way, for all you people that want to watch that's under
Yeah,
Netflix.
it's
Once again,
actually-
I'm going to take this
really
opportunity to segue into superhero shows. Let's talk
Okay.
superhero shows.
Shows
Yeah. What are you watching?
from
What do you like?
just all
in
comics.
general, in general, in comics.
Justice League animated series, hands down.
Are you saying that because you're watching it now, or because it's
I'm
actually
on
like-
Unlimited, but if you want to count the first 2 seasons of Justice League animated series and the first 2 seasons of Unlimited together, like I do, okay. But it's so good.
I'm
telling-
not a big fan of Unlimited. I like the original.
Well, no, the original. That's what I'm saying. Like oh my gosh, 2001 Justice League animated series, and it's so cool because DC created an animated universe. When Batman the animated series was created in '92, and I'm not exactly sure when Superman was created, but Batman and Superman crossed paths in that, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna create a Justice League animated series, and they didn't have the original Justice League because they had Jon Stewart Green Lantern and Wally West Flash.
I'm kind of disappointed in you. You're wearing a Spider-Man shirt, and you didn't say the Amazing Spider-Man.
I'm sorry, but the Justice League animated series is so darn good.
I say, yeah, because, I mean, the Spider-Man, but, I mean, in
And-
all honesty, I was too young to even remember most of
I had
it.
to go back on
and watch
Netflix.
it, yeah, if
I had
you
to go back on
and
Netflix and watch it.
it's
If not
amazing.
that, it is good. It is good, and it's all the stories in there are really cool. I mean, he has to. They have a lot of the Marvel stories in there. Like
Right,
he
right.
runs into the X-Men animated series, which is good too.
And
And they have
Captain
the X-Men
America,
animated
the
series
Hulk,
actually use a lot of the comic stories pretty well, and they adapt them a little bit. But the Justice League animated series is really cool because, they would have 2-part episodes, so it's just the story is at least going to be good. Like there's one story where my favorite one is it's called Legends, and about half the Justice League go to an alternate universe where there's this superhero group called the Justice Guild of America, which is an homage to the Justice Society, and it's Jon Stewart, which is the Green Lantern, Wally West Flash,